Yo guys, welcome back to another video. And in this video we're once again jumping into 3 scary horror animations. And last episode we did it. This episode we're gonna do it again. So yeah, we have a couple of ones, you know, some from 1C, you know, another like couple new channels. So we're gonna check them out, guys. So hopefully y'all enjoying it. Yeah, I really like watching these scary horror animations. Hopefully y'all enjoy watching me watch these scary horror animations. You know, you guys get what I mean. You guys get what I'm talking about, you know. But yeah, we're gonna jump straight into it, guys. And yeah, I found 3 potential videos that we could watch. So fingers crossed they're good videos. And alright guys, the first video that we're gonna be watching in this video is called The Man in My Room. Who was the man in my room? It says true horror story animated. So it's based on true events. Let's go. Let's watch it straight into it, guys. Let's go. Oh shit.
My name is Vasundhara and I'm from India.
Okay.
I have been following your YouTube channel for quite
from
some
India
time
too,
now,
yo.
and thought of sharing a story with you. In 2009,
Okay.
my father, who's now retired, was in the Air Force. The cantonment was an old palace donated to the state by the royal family of Baroda.
Okay.
It had a violent past, especially during the British Raj, involving murders of both Indian and British soldiers.
Okay.
The house that we were staying in was not in good shape, but we had to take it because there was no other ones available at the time, and staying outside the cantonment was not an option. My mother and I always had a feeling that something was off about the house, but my father never believed us. He was a stereotypical non-believer and always had an answer ready whenever something weird happened.
That's why is he
in the
talking like that?
house.
Come on, man.
Bruh.
As time
Why is he so
passed,
angry as
we
well? He
all
should
began
smile
to
a bit
believe
for-
that it was
for
just
real.
our minds playing tricks on us.
Shit.
But everything changed one evening. My parents had a habit of
Oh, he's
going
got that
for walks
Indian
before
uncle
dinner,
walk as well. You
and on
knew
one
to
of these
shoot.
occasions, they left me at home alone. I had been playing video games and watching TV before falling asleep. I had woken up drenched in sweat and with a feeling of dread. And then I saw it.
What?
An
What the
ugly
hell?
man with a horizontal slash across his face stood in my room.
Oh
The
hell
lights
no.
were on and I could clearly see his
Look, that gun's
features,
broken as
or
well.
lack
Look at
of
that.
them.
It's like face down.
He
That's
had
how it's
dirty
supposed to
blonde
look.
hair and completely whitened
Oh
eyes.
hell no.
His jaw seemed to be broken and hung. He wore an old blue
Look at that.
military uniform and there was a broken rifle under his arm. He didn't seem happy about me being there,
Oh,
which was
shit.
understandable since those old British soldiers were known to be terribly racist and would murder Indian men.
Yeah, we knew
I
that.
stared at the man,
That's
terrified,
facts.
but he turned around and walked out of my room. I jumped out of my
shit.
bedroom window and ran to my neighbor's house. Since I didn't have a mobile and the landline was in the
Oh,
drawing
she
room
jumped
where
from the
man had
second
gone,
story down.
I made a choice. My neighbors didn't believe me and thought it might have been an intruder and tried to enter the house. But I stopped them by begging them not to do so.
Oh,
Once my
shit.
parents came to know about it, we left the house and made arrangements elsewhere. We found accommodation in another house just outside of the cantonment. The worst part was no one believed me except my mother. My father thought I had some kind of breakdown and made me see a therapist.
Oh shit.
After a while,
That's tough.
almost 3 years later, I started to doubt my own story and thought it was just a thing I did to gain attention.
Wow.
But I was never wrong, as one night there was a massive commotion in the cantonment.
No way.
The next day, my father asked in the office about it, and what he was told is still burned in his brain to this day. A family that stayed just 2 houses away from us was watching television when an ugly blonde man with a nash across his face entered and pointed his broken rifle at them. The woman had screamed and picked up her newborn and 3-year-old and ran out onto the streets while the husband had frozen. Nothing had happened, but the man had collapsed onto the
my
ground
God.
and had severe issues afterward trying to deal with what he saw. My father couldn't believe what
But,
he was
like,
hearing. He still
so
wonders
there
what
wasn't
would
an
happen
actual
if I
man.
hadn't woken up or had the foresight to run to my neighbors. I visit
That's
the cantonment
disturbing,
from
bro.
time to time to see my friends, and I've heard that the man has become a common occurrence. They're planning to break down the houses there, but recently he was seen
What?
at the gates of
Yo,
the
he's just
cantonment by the
everywhere.
guards.
He's
I
everywhere.
think he haunts the
That's what
entire
I'm gonna
Air
see him
Force
tonight if
cantonment.
I'm like keep watching this animation. Oh, that's it. That's it. So is there an actual guy there? Because like everyone's seeing the same dude. So is he an actual dude with a broken rifle, or like what's going on? What's going on? Someone answer me in the comments. Psych, none of y'all be commenting anyway. So like, who was there to comment? No one be commenting. So like, share, subscribe, all the good stuff, all the juicy stuff. Next animation, let's run it. Alright guys, second animation today is by a channel called Mort. And yeah, I saw this one that says 4 true eBay / Amazon horror stories animated. We're not going to watch all 4, we're going to watch one, probably the first one. But yeah, check out Mort. That's 450k. I have 41. So like, share, subscribe, you know what I'm saying. eBay / Amazon horror story.
A few years ago.
Okay, bet.
I buy things on eBay here and there, and have been doing so for years. I like to collect things like sports memorabilia, and occasionally I bid on auctions.
Okay.
One time, I saw this autographed football that was signed by one of my favorite players. It had 0 bids, and the starting bid was pretty low. I expected it to go way up, but I entered my maximum bid and then moved on, thinking maybe I had a shot at winning it. The auction still had several days left.
Okay.
Over the next few days, I actually forgot all about it. Then, I got a notification that I had won the auction and I could pay for the signed ball now. When I looked, I couldn't believe it. Not one single other person had bid on the ball, and
Yo,
I
you know
had
how
won.
sus that is?
I don't remember the
$10?
exact
No
price.
one else?
I think it was maybe
Nah.
like $10. It was probably worth a lot more. Maybe over $50.
Oh.
I was really excited and paid the money.
So
The
was it
very
$10 or
next night,
$50, bro?
I was at home when my phone rang. During this time, I had a landline phone that I had for years. I did not recognize the number on the caller ID, so I didn't answer it. What followed shortly after was a message. A man's voice came onto my answering machine, and he said that he was trying to reach me and mentioned my name. He said that I had won his auction for the football, and unfortunately nobody else bid on it. Then he said that I was getting way too good of a deal, and it wasn't fair at all, but he was going to do me a favor and mail it anyways. He went on to say that he expects me to leave him a very good review after this. Now, this rubbed me the wrong way. I didn't like how he called me up on my personal phone to say this.
Yeah, how the
I
hell
won
does he
his
know?
auction fair and square. If
Is
he
that
didn't
how it
want the
works?
risk of somebody paying $10 for it, then he shouldn't have started the bidding so low. He knew the risks. I went on eBay and looked at some other listings of the same player's autograph on a football. They were going for a little over $50, so the guy lost out on about $40. It's not that big of a deal. Just 2 days later, I received the football in the mail. It was fast shipping, because I guess the guy lived in the same state as me. After receiving the football, it was packaged well, and just how it looked online. I went on eBay to leave
And how do you
good
get the
review
number?
that the seller wanted so
Did I miss
badly.
something? How do you get the number?
To be honest,
Like
I
this
really
guy's
didn't
number.
want to leave him a good review after what he did. It kind of annoyed me. But when I logged into eBay, I noticed that he had already left me a negative review.
Oh shit.
On eBay, sellers and buyers can leave each other reviews. You can leave it positive, negative, or neutral. This
Oh, shit, I
affects
never
your
knew that,
feedback,
actually. I actually never
and
knew that.
people are less likely to buy or sell to you if you have a bad rating.
Mm.
Mine had been perfect to that point, and his was pretty good. I think it was like 99% positive.
Oh shit.
His negative review of me said, "Buyer got way too good of a deal."
Yo, this
Clearly,
this seller
he was
is
upset about
salty.
it, but I did not
Salty
feel that
as
it was
fuck.
fair for him to leave me a bad review.
Yo,
What was
salty
I
as fuck.
supposed to do? I bid and I won. Did he expect me to offer to pay more for no reason? It angered me that he left me a bad review, so I left him a bad review. I said what happened. I said, "I won the auction from this seller for a good deal." He then called my home phone complaining and demanded that I leave him a good review.
Bro, just
He
leave
sent
the
me a
good
message
review.
after this, which I
Why
ignored.
is this guy stressing about a
I
good
didn't
review?
even
Just be like,
open it.
hey man,
Then, the next day, he called me again. I didn't
my
answer,
man, like
and he
this
left
guy, this
another
guy here is
message.
taking it too
This one
far.
was very
Just leave the
angry.
good review.
He berated me for about 3 minutes straight. I didn't even listen to the whole thing and deleted it. But this didn't stop him. He called me again several times the next day. I got frustrated, and luckily I had call blocker installed on my landline. I blocked his number so that he would finally stop bothering me. For several days, everything was fine. But then, one night, I was at home, and out of
Wait.
nowhere got a knock
get
on
it.
my front door.
Come on, bro.
I walked down to the front door, but
Shit,
before
it's him.
opening it, looked outside.
Of course it's...
It was a man who I did not recognize.
Oh, hell
I didn't know
no.
why he would be here. I
Why are
answered
you
the
opening the door?
And the man
This
standing
guy.
there mentioned my name and asked if that was me.
This guy opened the door. Why? Why did he open the door? Look at him.
I said yes. He then told me that he sold me a football on eBay not long ago. As soon as I heard that, I slammed the door right in his face. This caused him to start aggressively banging on my door.
Shit.
I yelled at him to go away or I was calling the cops. He was yelling and demanding that I give him the ball back, saying that I scammed him. I couldn't believe this guy. I'm not sure if he was really just mad about the ball at this point, or if he was just mad at me. He kept standing there and knocking on my door every so often. After he didn't leave for over 10 minutes, I called the police on him.
10 minutes? I'm not waiting 10 minutes.
When they arrived about 10 minutes
My man
after
is
that,
just chilling
the man was still there. They spoke with him, and he gave his side of the story, which I'm not even sure what that was. An officer came inside and spoke to me, and said that the man outside kept claiming that I scammed him and stole his autographed football. I told the officer the whole story, and I showed him eBay proof on my phone. After a while, the police ruled in favor of me. They said that the transaction was fair and I owned the football. They told the man that he had to leave my property and told him not to come back. Eventually, the man agreed and left. After that, I never heard from him again. I still have the football, and every time I look at it, I laugh when I remember the crazy story that goes with it.
Ready to discover your study path, but
Alright guys, the final animation we're going to be watching today is called Disturbing True Tinder Date Horror Story. And this is by none other than the infamous Llama Arts. Llama Arts in the house. But yeah guys, we're going to get into this video. I think it's just one story. I think so. Yeah. Okay, so it's just one story. So we're just going to jump into it. And, catch me outside. How about that? Oh, fuck! Alright, let's get this.
This happened when I was 17 years old.
17.
It's been nearly 2 years since my girlfriend broke up with me, and I was very chewed up about it on the inside.
Okay.
I've called her several times, but it always went to voicemail.
No shit.
I've tried texting her on Messenger since, ironically, we were friends on Facebook, but still, not a single response.
Okay.
As the weeks went by, I became very devastated and was worried that I'd never find love again. My brother told me to just forget about my ex-girlfriend.
Yo, brother is the
one. It
one.
was time for
See that brother? How the brother's looking at the phone? He's texting my man's
me
ex.
to move on.
Brother.
He introduced me to this app called Tinder, which he said was
my
great
bad.
for
Maybe I'm just
online
jumping to
dating.
conclusion, guys. My bad.
I was very
Let's
familiar
continue on the
with
video.
online
Let's continue on the video.
dating, but never actually done any of it because there was no way that I even felt like hooking up with some random person I met online. But I figured it couldn't hurt to try it out, so I decided to give it a shot. After I finished setting up my account and was done creating my profile, I just started randomly liking a few of the girls that I thought were pretty.
Okay.
I'm not picky. I just wanted to make sure that I found the right girl for me.
Okay.
A few weeks later, I've had already received my first match on Tinder. Her name was Robin. She had blue hair, freckles, and beautiful amethyst purple lips.
Okay.
According to her profile, she had the same interest in the stuff I was into, and was even around the same age as me. Even better, she lived in the same town as me. By the way, I live in Memphis, Tennessee. We started having a friendly group chat on Tinder, which was going well. Her message said, "You may not know me, but we went to the same high school."
Oh, shit.
I replied, "Are you sure?" She said, "Yeah, I was always the quiet one at the back of class. Anyways, I think you're really cute. We should hang out sometime."
Cap. I'd be like, which school did I go to? Which college did I go to? Whatever she said. What class were we? Which class were you in mine? What did we learn? Who was our teacher's name?
Read and asked her to where she wanted to hang out.
You have to ask these kind of
where to meet
questions.
her, and what time I should be there. She said we'd hang out at her place and meet her at the park tomorrow night at around 9 p.m. I accepted.
Forms and surveys like this get responses like that. But with Typeform, your questions just flow.
I got to the park that night at around 9 p.m. sharp. I didn't call her because I didn't want to sound too desperate. Some time passed and I finally decided to call her to no response.
Why?
I also tried texting her to no avail as well. It was around 9:30 p.m. There was still no sign of her and I was beginning to grow impatient. I was starting to think that maybe she wasn't going to show up at all. I sighed and said, I knew this was too good to be true. She's not even here yet. Screw it. I'm going home. I can't believe I came out here this late for nothing. Oh well. So
Yo,
much
the music's
for
going
online
crazy.
dating. I was about to start my walk home
Oh,
when
hell no.
suddenly I saw
Oh,
a black
hell no.
convertible pull up to my
Yo, who is this guy?
location. The car
Look at him.
stopped right in front of me, and the window rolled down, revealing a creepy-looking old man who was probably in his mid-30s. He gazed at me with a weird smile and asked, "You going somewhere, kid?"
Why
responded,
is he? Why is this man so close to the car? Man's so close and comfortable to the car, where he has to put the hand inside to be like, "Hey man, what'd you say?" What?
Yeah, I'm just headed home."
Get your hand
He
off the
asked me
car.
why I was out there this late, and told him that I was supposed to meet someone, but it seemed like she wasn't going to show up. He said, "Oh, you must be waiting for my daughter."
Oh, shut
The
the hell up.
man by the name of Jeff introduced himself to me as
No.
Robin's father,
Shut
and said
the
that
hell
Robin
up.
has told him a lot about me.
No,
He told me
that's
that
cap.
Robin couldn't meet me at the park because she remembered that was the night she had to go to a slumber party with
Shut
her
the
friends.
hell up.
and
Cut,
she
cap.
forgot to cancel.
Look at my
He
man,
told
so
me she
gullible.
wouldn't be home till 11 o'clock.
Look how
and
gullible
that's
this guy
when
is.
I knew my night was a bust. He apologized and offered to give me a ride home. I knew it was going to take too long for me to walk, so I accepted. It was going to be a long drive, but luckily I knew all the shortcuts to my house. I told him where I lived and how to get there as I got into the car. After a few minutes, I was
You know, when people do stupid stuff like this, sometimes they deserve.
feeling tired from being out so late, so I closed my eyes for just a few short seconds and dozed off.
See, like,
Not
why?
long afterward,
Why
I
that?
awoke.
Like,
Feeling a little drowsy, I rubbed my eyes
well,
and
my man's ain't even
realized that
driving
I
on the
was
middle of
still
the
in
road.
car. I asked the
Hitting
man
all them
where
trees.
we were, as this wasn't the usual route to my house.
no shit, bro.
He said, "Relax, kid, this is a shortcut. We're almost there." I asked where we were going, and then he looked at me with some sinister grin on his face and just chuckled. I felt my heart almost explode out of my chest as he did that.
I'm throwing
I
hands.
looked down and saw a handgun
swear to
sticking
God,
out
I'm
of
throwing
his jacket
hands.
pocket. I
Oh,
put
now
two
you
and
notice
two
the glove.
together and realized
Now you
what
notice the
was
strap.
happening.
Strapped
Told
up.
him, "Let me out now."
Man
He
raised his
responded.
voice, thinking my man's gonna get scared.
Then he put his foot on the accelerator, speeding up the car.
shit.
I tried to get out, but he had already put the child lock on.
Oh,
It
this
seemed
guy's
hopeless.
smart.
I was trapped. There was
Punch.
no way out. To make matters worse, we were driving through a forest area with no cell service. I couldn't even call for help. But I just had to get out. As soon as the car started to slow down, I stabbed him in his shoulder
What?
with a pocket knife that I found on the floor. He
Where'd you get that
screamed in
pocket knife
pain
for, bro?
As I was able to turn off the child lock, unlock the door, and run as fast as I could into the woods. While I was running, I could hear multiple gunshots
Oh,
being
hell
fired
nah.
at me, but luckily, not a single one hit me.
Luckily.
I never looked back because I had the fear of the man chasing me at the back of my mind. I dove behind a tree and hid under a bush. I heard the man yelling,
You can't hide from me! I will find you!
I covered my mouth
Shit.
with my hands and held my breath, trying not to make a sound. Everything was silent for a while, until I saw the man was looking for me with a flashlight. He flashed it past me multiple times. When I heard his footsteps going deeper into the woods, that's when I knew the coast was clear. I ran,
Oh,
using the
shit.
flashlight on my phone
Run.
to help navigate me through the dark and scary woods. In hindsight, I knew that was a stupid move,
Run,
considering
run.
the situation. I could hear the leaves crunching and the twigs snapping as I ran, which would also easily give away my position. When the crunching and snapping got louder,
Oh,
I looked
shit.
behind me and my heart dropped when I saw that the man was chasing me. I
Wait,
ran
wait,
as
wait,
fast
wait.
as I could with the man hot on my tail, firing every
How many
single
bullets
last
does my man
live
have?
round he had in his gun. But thankfully, the shots missed again.
Every single one
There's
missed.
nowhere for
My
you
man
to
has
hide.
the worst aim in
He
the world.
said. I thought I was going to die, until I heard the man trip over something, and I was able to get away unharmed. I kept running until I was out of the woods
Oh my
and back
God.
onto the road. Looking behind me then, he was nowhere to be seen, which means I lost him.
Oh my god, yo, like.
I sighed in relief, and then I saw a red car driving down the road. I was able to wave it down and told the driver that I was kidnapped and almost killed by
Where's the
some
driver?
crazy man in the woods.
Oh,
It took a lot of begging, but the driver finally gave me a ride to the police station, and I told the cops everything. Unfortunately, I didn't get the man's tag number, but I gave the police a clear description. After the police had run a search, they told me that he didn't even have a daughter, and that they've been trying to catch this guy for months. As it turns out, he's wanted in several countries for the kidnappings of multiple teenagers and young men. How I managed to escape him is a miracle. The officers kindly gave me a ride home, and I didn't tell anyone what happened except my brother. The man was never found, nor was he ever caught, and they say he's still out there, even to this day.
If you're not found, you wouldn't get caught.
Which scares me the most. What's even worse is that I stupidly gave him my address, so who knows if he might try to kidnap me
This
again.
guy makes all the rookie mistakes in the
Needless
world.
to say, my days of using Tinder weren't over after that. The whole incident just made me a lot more cautious from there on out.
John Johnson Jr. John Johnson Jr.
Thanks to Shudder for sponsoring this video.
Shudder. Thanks to
Shudder was
Shudder.
a
Alright guys, I'm gonna end that episode there. That's been 3 horror animations, stories animated. Once Entertainment, Mort and Llama Arts. 3 done and dusted. I really enjoyed it. I like last week's batch better. I don't know, this batch didn't seem that scary to me. It was like, I think the last story was a bit good, but the first 2, they were like kind of mid, man, if I'm honest. But hopefully next time we check out 3 horror animations, then they're gonna be a bit more scary, a bit more spooky, you know. But yeah, I'll try and find some good ones. If y'all like the video, like, share, subscribe, all the good stuff, all the juicy stuff. Make sure to hit the comments, suss the socials, and all that good stuff. Stay tuned for more future videos, whether it be horror games, animations, and all that stuff. Yeah, I have a couple of stuff that I want to check out. But yeah, guys, that's about it. Hopefully y'all enjoyed. Thanks for sharing this time with me, and I enjoy sharing this time with you. You know what to do. Anyways, I'll catch y'all later, man. Peace.